This video is going to cover all the methods you need to tackle regular percentage questions. So in the first question, we're trying to find 37% of 400. Now, it's important that you know that the full amount of something is 100%. Just think about your phone battery, for example. When it's fully charged, you've got 100% battery. So in this case here, we're starting off with our full amount, which is 400. So we can say that 100%, the full amount is 400. Now from there, I like to then find what 10% is and what 1% is, because we can use those as building blocks to find any percentage we like. So how do we turn 100% into 10%? We of course just have to divide by 10, meaning we have to divide 400 by 10, which gives us that 10% is equal to 40. Now to find 1%, well, to get from 100% down to 1%, we divide by 100. So we then have to divide 400 by 100, which tells us that 1% would just be 4. So as I said, we can then use 10% and 1% to build up to 37%. So if we know 10% is 40, well, we can find what 30% is just by timesing by 3, which would be 120. And to get the 7% that we need, well, we know 1% is 4. So to get 7%, we can just times by 7. So 4 times 7 is 28. Now adding the 30% to the 7% would find us, of course, 37%, which would be 120 plus 28, which is 148. Question 2. A shop sells samosas that weigh 80 grams. They then decrease the weight by 15%. How much do the samosas weigh now? Now to increase or decrease something by a percentage, we literally just find the percentage of the amount and then add it on if we want to increase, or take it away if we want to decrease. So we need to find 15% of 80. So let's find 10% straight away. Well, to get 10%, we just need to divide 80 by 10, which would be 8. Now to get the 5%, we could find 1% like we did last time and then times that by 5. Or if you know that 10% is 8, we can actually just half that to get 5%. So 5% would just be half of 8, which is 4. And then adding these two together would give us our 15%, which is 12. So since we were decreasing 80 grams by 15%, we just need to take 12 away from 80, which would leave us with 68 grams. Last question. Lisa puts £6,000 into a savings account offering 2.3% simple interest per year. How much interest will she earn in 5 years? Now the way interest rates work, well basically when you put money into a bank, they actually add money into your account as a reward for having your money in there. Now the amount they give you is just a percentage of the amount you put in. We call that the interest rate. Now in this case here, we're getting 2.3% simple interest per year. Now the way simple interest works is, as the name suggests, nice and simple. What the bank's going to do every single year is give us 2.3% of what we put in. So we need to work out 2.3% of 6,000 and then times that by 5 because we were in there for 5 years. Now to work out 2.3% of 6,000, I'm actually going to go straight down to 1% here first. And to do that, we need to divide 6,000 by 100, which would be 60. Now I'm going to show you a method you can use here to get to these really awkward percentages such as 2.3%. And this would most likely be with a calculator. Once you know what 1% of something is, you can actually use that to go straight up to any percentage you like. So to get to 2.3%, which is the percentage we're after here, we actually just have to multiply 1 by 2.3, which means we then also have to times the 60 by 2.3. And putting that into a calculator gives us 138. Okay, so if you're looking for a really awkward percentage and you have a calculator, you can always just go down to 1% and then times by whatever percentage you need. So £138 is the amount the bank gives us every single year. And since we're in there for 5 years, we just need to times that by 5, which gives us £690. And that's how much interest we earned in those 5 years. Now, if the question had instead asked us how much money would be in the account after the 5 years, we would add this onto the original amount we had. Here's some for you to try. Pause the video and give them a go.